You know, one of the great things about being in your town is finding the awesome places to eat, like my new best friends, Baker's Sweets here in Sumter. This is super yummy. Come down and get some chow. Stay with us. We're live and local in your town in Sumter. Well, Brett Friendly, this morning we're in your town. That is, of course, if your town is Sumter, South Carolina, about, I don't know, 35, 40 minutes south of Columbia. This morning we're going to meet some of the town movers and shakers and get a really kind of close-up look at this awesome little city just outside of Columbia. Miss Carmela Bryan, speaking of awesome little things, you're the director of the Sumter County Cultural Center.
Yes.
Now, we went and you see some video here in a couple of seconds. We spent the day with you a couple weeks ago. What a cool place, a great big complex of art and culture and music and dance and fun.
It's certainly one of the jewels of Sumter. The Cultural Center, it's a great addition to the Sumter community. It was originally Edmonds High School. It was converted to a cultural center in 1986.
Very nice.
And right now we have three big organizations in there. One is Patriot Hall, which is
so nice. That theater is so nice.
Isn't it beautiful?
Sure.
We showed you around the other day.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful. Patriot Hall is Performing Arts Center. You know, over 1,000 seats, state-of-the-art facility.
Right.
Then we also have the Sumter Gallery of Art, which brings in a lot of great exhibits from all over the country and some international exhibits.
Now, the exhibit that's actually there, we saw the other day, going through tomorrow. That is a really cool exhibit with the eyes and stuff. That was really
great.
Neat.
It's a collage, mostly collages, huge collages like you've seen, and hopefully we'll see it a little bit later on from Aldwith, which is a very well recognized artist.
And she's a South Carolina artist too.
She's a South Carolina artist. She lives near Hilton Head, in a really neat place, and she's a great artist. On November 6th, we'll have 3 more great artists with an opening on November 6th. And the third organization that we also have is the Sumter Little Theater.
And that's
great tradition of theater in Sumter.
And that's a really intimate little theater. It reminds me of the Trusses Theater back in Columbia, but it's a nice little theater for sure.
114 seats, great black box theater. Community theater, so we showcase a lot of community talent.
It's great stuff. Carmela Bryan here, the director of the Sumter County Cultural Center. Did I get that right?
You got that right.
We're going to put links for you here at WACH.com over to the community center. If you're down in Sumter, stop by, see Miss Carmela, and check out the great programs, educational programs, all kinds of good stuff here in Sumter. You want to come check out this phenomenal center as well. We're going to be here in your town all morning long in Sumter. Stay with us. We're live and local.
Thank you.
All right, guys, this morning we are in your town. Of course, that is if you live in Sumter. It's your town all month long, celebrating some of the smaller communities here in the Midlands that make up such a great area. And we are live at the Sumter Opera House this morning. Going to be checking out the stage, meeting some city officials, town officials, some people who make the town work in such a great little community. And the thing about being in South Carolina is there's always something to do outside, getting off the couch, getting off the computer, and recreating or recreation. Phil and Susan, now you guys are both from recreation, but county and city, right? County, city. I knew it was one or the other, right? One or the other. All right, so what do you do with the recreation department?
I'm an assistant recreation director.
Okay, and you're from the county?
County.
From the county. So you're from the city?
Yes.
All right, let's start with you, the tennis, because I do love a game of tennis. 18 hard courts. Is it Palmetto Tennis Park?
Yeah, it's Palmetto Tennis Center, and we actually have 24 lighted courts.
Oh, 24. Yeah. 18 hard courts and 6 soft courts.
No, they're all hard courts.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, this is why you can't believe things on the internet.
That's right.
We just talked about that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a great complex. We actually were down in town last week and saw the complex. Really nice area to play tennis.
Thank you. And actually, we're 10 years old.
Okay.
So, and we have so many people that can't believe that. It is a fabulous facility.
Right.
And we have 24 lighted courts. They're actually just been resurfaced with DecoTurf. And we have 3 certified pros.
Very nice.
And, you know, we are on average 12 to 15 tournaments a year that we actually host. 2 national. We have a pro circuit that comes every year, 8 years, women's pro circuit. And we also, of course, love to focus on our local play. We have our performance training center, which teaches our youth from 10 and under all the way up into our collegiate play.
You got a lot going on. See, our producers, Jason and Ryan, they play tennis a lot against each other most of the time. They can come down and play as well. Phil, let's talk about some of the leagues and things the city has as well for people to get out and kind of get involved in the community.
Well, we have, of course, at Patriot Park, we have baseball leagues and soccer leagues out there. And at Patriot, we have 6 regulation soccer fields.
Okay.
And we have 4 baseball, softball fields. But we offer basketball, baseball, softball, football, cheerleading.
Now, are there associated costs with a lot of the leagues? You got to pay, is there a cost or some of the things free that both the city and the county do?
The average cost to participate in our program is around $40.
That's it?
That's it.
$40 to get involved in all that great stuff.
Yes, sir.
Men's leagues, kids leagues, all that fun?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's not bad at all. I'm not going to lie about that. What about tennis?
We're actually free to come out and play if you want to, just for recreation-wise.
Say it again. Say it. I love that word.
Free.
You hear that?
Definitely. You can come out and play, just recreational standpoint. But now if you want to learn to play the game with the certified pros, we start as low as $10.
Wow, that is great stuff. The recreation, most of the city and the county. We're going to put links for you at WACH.com to this. You want to get involved in the, if you live in the county, the city of Sumter, come out and get involved. Say hi to Phil and Susan as well. Play some tennis, join a league. It is awesome stuff. Fantastic little community here in Sumter, South Carolina. We are in your town this morning, all morning long, here in Good Day, Columbia. Friendy, Britt, what do you say we kick the ball around a little bit? Well, Brett, this morning we are in your town. If, of course, you're from Sumter or the community anyways. We celebrate the smaller communities throughout the month of November here and come to your town all month long for sure. Today we found ourselves, I don't know, about 35, 40 minutes south of Columbia in Sumter. We're actually inside the Sumter Opera House. What a fantastic location this is. Nicole Milligan, you're with the Chamber of Commerce down here in Sumter.
Yes, absolutely.
Sumter's really coming a long way. There's a lot of great things happening here, and you guys do a whole lot of community things. It really is about the community.
Absolutely. Like with any chamber, we work to support business and the local economy, but we also try and host a lot of events that support the community and bring businesses and the community together.
What are some of the staples you have to be a part of? If you live in Sumter around, you got to go to that, guys.
Well, coming up next week, we have our Leadership for Women conference, which is
Can I go to that? Probably not, huh?
You could. We could sneak you in. It's not a big. How do you dress well?
You know, as a matter of fact, they do. As a matter of fact, different story, different day. Go on.
But so we do that for our women in the community. We do our annual military appreciation picnic. We serve lunch to just over 1,600 active duty men and women out at Shaw Air Force Base.
Right.
Got to thank the military. Shaw is really important to the Sumter community. Sure. We do an annual golf tournament that everyone tends to enjoy. Come out for a great afternoon of golf and invite perhaps business partners that aren't in the community to come and see what we have to offer here in Sumter.
That's great.
And then one of our great events in the fall is called Porches of Sumter, and we pair local
Porches of Sumter?
Porches of Sumter.
Okay.
And we pair local cooks and caterers with homeowners in our wonderful historic district downtown.
And when is this, November?
Well, yeah, no, you just missed it. It was the beginning of October. So
well, next year, we're coming.
I'll put it on. You can come next year. We'd love to have some coverage. And so what we do is we put the caterers on the porches, you know, the lovely historic veranda porches, and participants walk around downtown, sample food, beverages. We had a live band this year, and just kind of visit, see everybody else in the community and experience some good old Southern hospitality.
I love the smaller communities too. As you go around, you get these just groups and pockets and fun things to do that everybody comes out, and it's got to be a cool thing.
Absolutely.
Real quick, let's talk about the chamber. Why it's really important for businesses, whether you're in Sumter or maybe outside of Sumter, to be a part. What you guys do for business to build that big economic cog.
The Chamber of Commerce does so many things to support business, between offering resources for small businesses, business resources, advising, advertising. But we also try to speak for businesses in the community, whether it's in political things that are going on, legislation that might be passed. We try to represent our members. It serves as a great networking tool to encourage people to do business in the community, and we consider ourselves the voice of the business community.
How many members are in the chamber down here in Sumter?
The Sumter Chamber has just over 1,100 members.
Wow.
And, yeah, we're pretty big. And if you're like, yeah, we got this. And it represents the diversity we have in the economy, a combination of military, industry, and small business.
Nicole Milligan, the Chamber of Commerce down here in Sumter, in your town this morning. We're going to put links for you to WACH.com, to of course, the chamber, all the great people we're going to be talking to all morning long as we are live and local in your town in Sumter. So actually, it's not an accident in the garden, it's a lovely mistake.
Yes, a lovely mistake.
Yes, all right. Swan Lake, of course. Swan Lake and the Iris Gardens here in Sumter. As we're in your town, celebrating all the small, awesome little communities that all kind of really make up the Midlands, and we've been spending a lot of time this morning talking with folks from Chamber of Commerce, of course, the Cultural Development area, which is awesome. Inside the Opera House, by the way, right on Main Street. But Miss Shelley Kyle, you're with Swan Lake and the Iris Gardens, and we actually have some video of that, but we took a little ride through the day. It is gorgeous.
Oh yes, it's absolutely beautiful. We love our gardens, and we call it our little gardens right here in the city center, but it's actually 150 acres within the city.
Wow.
And it's full of walking trails, art sculptures, and small little nodes of gardens all over, including a chocolate garden.
You don't grow chocolate, do you?
A chocolate garden, everything sees, smells, or tastes like chocolate.
Can you eat it?
You can eat some of the things in the garden.
Kids, don't do that at home.
We don't advise you to go start eating in the gardens, but we do have.
This looks good.
We have a great Friends of Swan Lake organization, their own nonprofit that actually work on these gardens along with several other organizations in the community, and they do certain times of the year. They have little, I guess, little vegetable picking days,
right.
and you can actually go in and taste some of the things from the garden.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Now, a few minutes ago, you were talking with Howie, one of the other folks who works at Sumter, and you used to be tennis courts, and are gone. You called it, was it open green space? What did you call it?
They call it a passive green space, basically.
Passive green
so we're just adding to the gardens a little bit more. We had some tennis courts that have been here for years. In fact, it used to be a private farm for an individual, that very prominent businessman. That's how the garden started in 1927. And when he gave it over, the tennis courts came with, and they've just been, over the years, they've been replaced with the Palmetto Tennis Center, which you talked to Susan earlier. And we have such a great resource out there that we just wanted to turn it into more of a gardens and park area. And it's located next to our children's park area at Swan Lake. So
real quick on the swans, 8 species of swans.
Yes.
The only place in the country you can find, I say the world.
I say the world, yeah.
All 8 species. Do you have all names for all the swans?
We do. Some of us name them differently, but and all of us have our favorites.
All right. Swans are mean. I spent a lot of time at Riverbank Zoo and Garden up in Columbia, and they are mean, though.
Not all, no. I mean, we do have some, we do have some cantankerous ones, as I say.
That's a good word. Write that down, kids.
My favorite is Roscoe, and Roscoe is one of those loners. He's never mated, but he's still in the gardens. He's one of our largest trumpeter swans that we have in the gardens.
Excellent.
So,
Shelley Kyle with City of Sumter, of course, the Iris Gardens of Swan Lake. We can put links for you at watch.com to all this, all the great things here that Sumter has to offer. About a half hour, 40 minutes out of Columbia. Come down. It's worth a drive down. Even just check out the Iris Gardens and count the swans on your hand. Stay with us. We're going to be here in Sumter all morning long on Good Day Columbia. Guys, back to you. We are in your town. That is, of course, if you live in Sumter or Sumter County, as we explore the Midlands and beyond, the great little smaller communities around the capital city, I guess, that really kind of make up the fabric of where we live. It's such an amazing place. Had a great morning this morning. Good morning this morning, right?
Good morning this morning.
In Sumter. Howie Owens, now you're the economic director here for the city of Sumter, and you're really charged with the vitalization and bringing business in and just making this and continue to build just a great little town.
That's exactly right, Tyler. I'm actually the downtown manager, so I'm more responsible for just our central business district.
Right, okay.
Some of the different things are, about 15 years ago, our city, our city council, our mayor, very progressive thinkers, they realized our downtown, like many downtowns across the country, were kind of going down.
Sure.
They realized that was a big piece of economic development for our community, so they made the charge that we're going to start revitalizing our downtown. The downtown's the heart and soul of your community.
If
you don't show pride in your community, then what kind of pride do you have?
Speaking of pride, this is an awesome green space. Now, this used to be a building, I understand?
It did. It was a building. They were a little torn up, so they were a little messed up. We were able to, years ago when they started revitalization, they picked this property because it's right across the street from our historic opera house. They said that this would be an ideal property for a small park or a hotel.
Perfect.
And it appears that we might have that deal in the works.
Oh, that's great.
Because we've got this property available for the development group.
Well, right now, in the meantime, though, this is a great space. Just come out and lay down and look at these all blue skies.
Oh, man, isn't it
Lauren Oleski, thank you for the day today, because it's gorgeous out here for
she
sure.
did a great job.
She did. She absolutely did.
Absolutely. This green space, you're talking about the green space. While we have it, we actually had concerts May through through October. We had our last concert this past week, Fourth Fridays, where we do a free concert. It's open to the public. We bring 500 to 1,000 people from around the community. We block Main Street, so we just have a great time for the whole community, thanks to our sponsors.
When we were down here last week, kind of getting to know some people around here in Sumter, I love this whole area of Main Street. Just you got kind of the cobblestone, the old brick, I guess, but I think it just feels like small town America. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
It feels good.
Absolutely.
It feels good.
And that was one of the reasons that they decided to revitalize downtown. We've been fortunate enough to get Continental Tire down the street from us. A lot of groups or a lot of companies, when they visit your community, one of the first things they want to see is your downtown. Sure. Because if your downtown doesn't look good, what pride do you have in your community? You
guys are doing all right. Howie Owens, City of Sumter down here, as we're visiting your town all month long. But down in the green space, come down, get a little blanket, I suppose, and a picnic, and have some fun when you come to Sumter. Oh, you also got to check out J. O'Grady's. Is the place?
Absolutely.
Good burgers. Try those too. Stay with us. We're coming back live from Sumter on Good Day Columbia. all morning long, we've been in your town in Sumter, South Carolina, meeting some of the folks who make the city tick and have really care about the community enough to continue to work hard and build the cultural center for Swan Lake. Gorgeous. Talking with the downtown revitalization and economics. But it's all tied together, of course, with the long-serving mayor, Joe McLevine. Good morning, Mr. Mayor.
Good morning.
So you've been mayor 14 years now.
I have been, yeah.
Now, were you always been a Sumterite? What would you call it, Sumterite?
Sumterite, I guess.
Sumterite.
I've lived here all my life.
Very good.
All 68 years.
Good gracious. So as mayor in the last 14, or maybe even before you became mayor, what great changes have you seen in the city?
Well, Sumter has always been a wonderful place to be. That's why I came back here to make my home after school. And,
right.
You know, the big changes, I think, have been that as a community that works together, we've been able to progressively get better over the years, and I think we're ready to hit a real high point now.
What really neat things are you looking forward to, really excited about when you talk about, when you think of Sumter and you sit in the meetings and say, we're planning this, we're doing this, we're working on this?
Well, Howie may have mentioned that we plan to have a hotel on this site right in front of us here pretty soon, and that's going to really complement our beautiful opera house here, which I think is going to become one of the top performing venues in our state. Got some real
big
good
names
plans.
coming in. We actually were in there earlier this morning. Some really gorgeous layout in there. And that's been the Opera House since, what, the 1890s or so?
This one was actually built, I think, the first site was there, but I think this one was built probably in the 1930s, if I'm recalling correctly.
And it became a movie theater and some things, and then reworked it. And it's also kind of your home, the city home, as well.
City Hall, yes.
That's got a nice place to be. This downtown is really, really neat. I think that really is the heartbeat of a city. You know, is the downtown. You feel good walking down. I was mentioning to Howie earlier, just a nice, comfortable place to be.
Well, we learned when people are looking at you to locate something like a Continental Tire project or a business, if you haven't taken care of your downtown, they really view that as maybe a community that's not taking care of itself. And another important thing is, you know, the citizens of Sumter have invested in themselves. We passed a capital project sales tax a few years ago. A lot of the things you see happening around the community were built with that penny. And we got that up for consideration again in November, and we hope our citizens will allow us to continue that progress.
Sure. Well, where the progress is, it certainly is doing a lot of great work. It's a gorgeous little town. We appreciate your service to the community and giving us a few minutes. This is awesome.
Thank you.
Mayor Joe McLevine. Absolutely. Here in Sumter, part of Your Town, our Your Town series. Thank you very much for everybody who came out this morning and joining us here in Sumter. You got a great community for sure. You guys, we'll put links for you at WACH.com to all of our travels, including Your Town series right here in Sumter. Guys, back to you.